Hello, my name is Eric Vavrishak. These are my three props I'm using for today. They are my three musketeers, and they will be in the next one, so don't worry. Have you ever wanted to save people's lives without having to cut them open or do a surgery or a diagnosis or anything along the lines of that? Well, basically, today I'm going to tell you guys about a job that does exactly that, the biomedical equipment techs. Their brief explanation of what they do, because I'm going to dive deeper into it in just a few moments. Basically, they fix the medical equipment that doctors and nurses use on an everyday basis, and they keep it up and running and maintained. But like I said, I'll dive deeper into that. And the goal of speaking here today to all of you is basically just to raise some awareness about this job, as I feel it gets overlooked a lot. And I'm also going to dive deeper into this a little bit more later on too. Becoming a biomed tech is where I'm going to start, and there's a bunch of multiple ways to get into it. What I'm doing is I'm going for an associate's degree, and then I'm going to pursue a job after my internship, and hopefully I will have the hospital or company that I'm working for be able to pay and send me to another school so that I can gain some extra knowledge on a specific piece of equipment. And basically, in turn, this will not only raise my knowledge, but it'll also raise my salary because I'll have more knowledge than an entry level, and I'll be able to work with this specific piece of equipment more. But you could also go and get a bachelor's right out and then do it that way. You know, you don't have to do the associates and then get a job and do all of that. Next, I will be talking about the workload of a biomedical equipment tech. And on an everyday basis, biomeds have kind of like a lot of computer work or paperwork. Whenever you're working on a piece of equipment, they want everything documented, because these are potentially life-saving devices or not, whatever it may be, whether it's like a ventilator or anything like that. I'm not going to get too into depth on that. I would talk your guys' ears off. But a lot of documentation, because somebody needs to be liable if this machine breaks and all of that. But speaking on machines breaking, it is a biomed's job to fix a piece of equipment if it goes down, and also to prevent this piece of equipment from going down, which is what we have called PMs, or preventative maintenance. Basically, we'll get a piece of equipment, we'll check it over, calibrate it, make sure everything's working how it should be. And then we tag it and send it off, and it's out into the field until hopefully, it's going to break. Let's be real here. But my next point I want to bring up with the workload is, it's on the tip of my tongue. I can't let it slip. What is it? Oh, an initial inspection. Every single piece of equipment that comes into a hospital needs to be inspected by a biomedical equipment tech, or there might be another group that does it, but mainly I know it's the biomedical equipment techs. They'll inspect the equipment, make sure it's working how it should be with the manual that comes with it, make sure everything's calibrated, and all of the values and numbers that they're getting are reading correct. And the purpose of this is obviously, just to save lives, make sure you don't have a faulty piece of equipment. And then once that's done, you tag in, it's sent out to the workplace, and they're using it. The last thing I want to cover real quick about being a biomedical equipment tech is the salary and benefits. For salary, the median or your average in PA is about 70 grand. A low side of, about 62,000, and then a high of 80,000. I don't know if this is like just a tech 1 or a tech 2, tech 3, because there are different tech levels for the more experience and knowledge you have. It could also just be a broad range of all of them. I'm unsure, as it's hard to tell based off of all these salary websites and everything. That's the only thing I had to research for this. What else? Benefits. So the benefits, basically, you get a 401k, you get health, dental, vision insurance, and paid time off, and they will also do like tuition reimbursement. So like I said, if they're sending you out to schools so that you can get some extra knowledge on a piece of equipment, they will pay for it. It does not come out of your pocket. And in conclusion, just to touch on some things, A biomed tech, I think it's a great field to get into. The pay's good, you know, the workload's good. It's not as stressful as one might think. I mean, yes, you do need these machines up and running, but it's not as bad as one might think. What else? The pay's good. It's just, oh, I wanted to talk about the demand. So it has a really high demand, but the supply is really dwindling. Like there is me and one other kid in my class. So if you could imagine just where that's going to go in like a couple of years in the medical field, where there's a bunch of machines constantly breaking every day, definitely a job that gets overlooked a lot. And if you know anyone undecided in the medical field, they should definitely check it out. But to save you all from a day of me talking your ear off, since I am a little bit over the time limit, I'm going to end it here. So thank you for your time. Any questions, I could address them now.